Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. I'm your host, Jenny. Today we're diving into the latest buzz in the world of fashion, finance, and business. First up, the mini watch trend is back in style. Celebrities like Tyler the Creator and Kendall Jenner are leading the charge, showcasing chic, smaller timepieces from luxury brands like Cartier and Rolex. This revival taps into a nostalgic appreciation for vintage aesthetics, making these watches a must-have accessory for both men and women. In financial news, Asian shares have taken a hit today, following a mixed finish on Wall Street. While Japan's Nikkei saw slight gains, markets in Hong Kong and Shanghai experienced declines. Concerns over inflation and trade tensions loom large, but Nvidia's stock is soaring ahead of its profit report, indicating a shift in demand for tech stocks. Investors are keeping a close eye on these developments as they navigate the fluctuating market landscape. Lastly, we have news from CATL, the Chinese battery giant, which is looking to diversify its operations amidst increasing U.S. scrutiny. With a significant portion of its revenue now coming from energy storage, CATL is exploring opportunities in emerging markets and even considering battery solutions for boats and planes. As they face challenges in the U.S., their strategic moves could redefine their growth trajectory. Please continue to watch for more detailed coverage. South China Morning Post highlights the resurgence of mini watches, embraced by celebrities like Paul Mescal, Tyler the Creator, and Kendall Jenner. At the Sydney premiere of Gladiator II, Mescal showcased a petite gold Cartier Benoit, exemplifying the trend that small watches are fashionable for everyone. The spotlight at Watches and Wonders was on Cartier's Tank Mini, a 24mm masterpiece that has captured attention even on larger wrists. With a growing roster of stars, including Hailey Bieber and Jeff Goldblum, sporting miniature timepieces, the trend reflects a broader appreciation for vintage aesthetics and a shift in gender norms, as smaller watches are increasingly seen as a stylish choice for all. According to the Associated Press, Asian stock markets experienced a downturn following a mixed performance on Wall Street. While Japan's Nikkei 225 saw a slight increase, major indices in Hong Kong and Shanghai faced declines, particularly in tech shares that had previously gained traction. The U.S. stock market showed signs of struggle amid mixed economic reports, with concerns about inflation and consumer spending impacting investor sentiment. Notably, Nvidia's stock rose in anticipation of strong earnings, signifying ongoing interest in AI technology, which remains a focal point for many investors despite challenges faced by the tech sector. Reuters Breaking Views discusses CATL's ambitions in the energy storage market, which has rapidly grown to account for a significant portion of the company's revenue. As global demand for electricity management systems is projected to surge, CATL's energy storage unit has outpaced its traditional EV battery business in profitability. However, expansion into the U.S. market faces hurdles due to increasing tariffs and regulatory scrutiny. To mitigate risks, CATL is diversifying its geographic presence, eyeing opportunities in Europe and emerging markets like India and Latin America, as it seeks to navigate the complex landscape of renewable energy and battery technology. South China Morning Post highlights the need for Hong Kong's education system to adapt in order to support the ambitions of the Belt and Road Initiative. A secondary school manager emphasizes the challenges faced by South Asian students, particularly those of Pakistani descent, who encounter cultural and language barriers when pursuing careers. To capitalize on the opportunities presented by the initiative, he proposes the introduction of Arabic as a subject in the Diploma of Secondary Education exams, alongside English and Urdu, to better prepare students for future business dealings with Arabic-speaking countries. This educational shift would not only empower minority students, but also align Hong Kong with the linguistic demands of international trade. The article discusses the disillusionment among Hong Kong students regarding their career aspirations, particularly in the medical field. Many students are driven by financial stability rather than passion, leading to a homogenization of career choices. With the government's efforts to increase the supply of doctors, the author encourages students to reconsider their paths and explore diverse subjects that could lead to fulfilling careers in arts, sports, or social sciences. By fostering an environment that celebrates various professions, the city can inspire young minds like fencer Chung Kalong, who serves as a beacon for aspiring athletes, ultimately nurturing a generation of talent that can maintain Hong Kong's competitiveness on a global scale. In a separate report, the South China Morning Post outlines the fluctuating dynamics of Hong Kong's stock market, where recent tech-driven rallies have resulted in volatility. The Hang Seng Index experienced a slight decline after reaching a three-year high, reflecting a broader trend of investors shifting focus from U.S. stocks to Chinese markets amid ongoing economic uncertainties. Analysts note that this transition is influenced by geopolitical factors, including trade policies and upcoming legislative meetings in Beijing, which could impact economic growth forecasts. While some stocks, like Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing, are expected to show positive earnings, the overall market remains cautious as investors await further developments in the region's economic landscape. South China Morning Post: The Quek dynasty in Singapore is embroiled in a dramatic family feud that has escalated to accusations of a boardroom coup, a lawsuit, and serious governance concerns within City Developments Limited, CDL, the nation's largest listed property developer. Billionaire chairman Quek Lung Beng has accused his son, CEO Sherman Quek, of orchestrating a coup, leading to a lawsuit filed by both Quek and CDL against Sherman and several board members. The stakes are high, with control over an $18 billion family empire on the line. CDL, which has seen its market value plummet since its 2007 peak, faces mounting pressure from internal disputes and poor financial performance, particularly following Sherman's controversial investments in China that resulted in significant losses. The elder Quek has expressed deep concern over corporate governance lapses, stating that the actions taken by Sherman and his supporters threaten the legacy built over decades. South China Morning Post: In a recent meeting, former Premier League manager Sean Dyche engaged with Hong Kong football coaches to discuss the critical issue of mental health in sports. Despite the stark differences between managing in the English Premier League and local leagues, Dyche and the coaches shared insights on balancing the pressures faced by players while fostering mental resilience. Dyche emphasized the importance of mental health awareness in modern football, noting improvements since his playing days, but cautioned against over-reliance on support systems that could lead to complacency. Coaches like Roberto Lasada echoed his sentiments, highlighting the need to shield players from external pressures, particularly from social media, while also encouraging them to develop their own coping mechanisms. The dialogue underscored the shared challenges faced by coaches in nurturing both the mental well-being and competitive spirit of their players. Nikkei Asia: Singapore's major banks are navigating a complex landscape of risks and opportunities as U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff policies cast uncertainty over their earnings prospects. While banks like Overseas Chinese Banking Corporation and DBS Group reported record profits, the looming trade tensions and potential inflation from tariffs pose significant risks to borrowers and, consequently, to the bank's loan books. The banks are preparing for a mixed outlook, with cautious optimism regarding interest rates remaining high but concerns about the impact on economic growth in Southeast Asia. Analysts warn that the elevated credit risks, particularly from Chinese debts and sectors vulnerable to economic shocks, could strain the financial health of these institutions. Moreover, technological advancements, including AI, are prompting banks to re-evaluate their workforce, indicating a shift in the banking landscape amidst these tumultuous economic conditions. South China Morning Post highlights the paradox of Hong Kong's literary scene, where despite being perceived as lacking cultural depth, the city has hosted numerous literary events since the late 19th century. These events often feature a blend of book signings and lectures, creating a platform for authors to engage with the public. However, the reality for many writers residing in Hong Kong is challenging. They struggle to make a living solely from their literary work, often relying on alternative income sources. The article draws attention to the fleeting presence of internationally acclaimed authors who visit the city briefly, underscoring the difficulty of establishing a lasting literary community in a market that remains small by global standards. In a heartwarming moment reported by South China Morning Post, Timothée Chalamet attended the SAG Awards with his mother, Nicole Flender, who has played a significant role in his artistic upbringing. As he accepted the Best Actor award for his role in A Complete Unknown, Chalamet thanked his mother, reflecting on her long career with Actors Equity and her influence on his success. The article delves into Flender's background as a former ballerina, her educational achievements at Yale, and her current role as a property agent, showcasing her multifaceted life and dedication to supporting her children's artistic aspirations. Their bond is evident, with Chalamet humorously recounting his mother's practical advice amidst his moment of triumph. South China Morning Post also shares the journey of an Asian American author, who reflects on her experiences growing up in the United States after moving from China. The author recounts the challenges of navigating her cultural identity, particularly in predominantly white environments, and how she ultimately embraced her heritage through writing. Her story highlights the significance of her mother's perspective on the immigrant experience, which inspired the author to write a memoir focusing on their relationship. As she navigates motherhood and the complexities of raising children in today's world, she continues to share her insights on family, culture, and identity, emphasizing the importance of storytelling in understanding one's roots and experiences. South China Morning Post reports that the U.S. Treasury Department has imposed sanctions on 6 Hong Kong and mainland Chinese companies for allegedly serving as fronts to procure components for Iranian drones and ballistic missiles, violating U.S. bans. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent emphasized the ongoing efforts to disrupt Iran's schemes to enhance its drone weapons program, which is linked to destabilizing activities in the Middle East. This latest round of sanctions follows prior actions against 2 other Hong Kong firms, highlighting a persistent game of whack-a-mole as Iran reconfigures its network to circumvent restrictions. The sanctions entail property seizures in the U.S. and potential penalties for financial institutions engaging with these companies, as they are implicated in exporting U.S.-origin products that contribute to Iran's military capabilities. In a deeply personal revelation, Kevin Franck, husband of convicted child abuser Ruby Franck, expressed his enduring love for her despite the severe circumstances following her conviction. In interviews leading up to the release of Hulu's documentary Devil in the Family, The Fall of Ruby Franck, Kevin acknowledged the pain caused by Ruby's actions but maintained that his feelings for her remain unchanged after over 2 decades of marriage. While he has filed for divorce and sought to distance himself from Ruby, who is currently serving time for child abuse, he reflected on their past and the complexities of their relationship, even as he has requested that she cease communication from prison. In an exciting new comic book series, Godzilla has made his way to U.S. cities, starting with Chicago in Godzilla vs. America, Chicago. This limited series, published by IDW, features a creative twist as local writers and artists contribute stories that incorporate Chicago's unique culture and humor. The comic showcases various narratives, including a giant woman battling Godzilla and a fan of the Chicago Bears donning a robotic Mechagodzilla suit to confront the monster. The series aims to capture the essence of Chicago, with plans for Godzilla to wreak havoc in Los Angeles and Boston in subsequent issues, creating a playful yet chaotic exploration of the iconic monster's impact on American urban landscapes. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Got a book so big and bright, open it and take a flight. Learn about the stars and sea. Everything is here for me. Flip the pages one by one. Knowledge under the sun. From dinosaurs to galaxies, a world of endless mysteries. Encyclopedia, yay. Facts and fun all day. From A to Z, let's see. Curious minds run free. Jump into the pages deep. Secrets that you want to keep. Time will fly and you will find magic lies in every line. Animals and history. Science full of mystery. Gotta read and gotta know. Watch our minds all start to grow. Encyclopedia, yay. Facts and fun all day. From A to Z, let's see. Curious minds run free, yeah. Jump into the pages deep. Secrets that you want to keep. Time will fly and you will find magic lies in every line. To run free line. Every line's run free. Animals and history. Science full of mystery.